Like this video? Don't just watch. Like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube. And while you're at it, join us on Substack as well.
And you were on a flight today. That's why we couldn't catch up earlier. We're shooting this at 9 p.m. anyway, Singapore time. Um, but what is it it's happening in Surabaya that I should know about?
Oh, actually, it's my second visit, and very much I've been engaged with University Putra Malaysia. So, and this is actually the third engagement via them. This is actually for UNESA, which is actually the Surabaya University,
Mm-hmm.
and again, it's more about technopreneurship, about how the young graduates, undergraduate or postgraduates, or the unemployed, who are actually hunting for jobs and all that, to be
Yeah.
able to see to see things from the technology perspective, and even to roll out something where they can monetize while waiting for their dream job. Yeah,
Mm.
which sometimes never come.
All right. I was just trying to see, but I'm just beyond excited to speak to you. But let me do this. Are you ready? One, two, three. All right. So welcome to 84 Musings podcast. It's really an honor of mine to actually speak to you. I scoped you out on LinkedIn and I was like, wow, you have done so much. And I feel like it's one of the biggest honors of my life to speak with you. And I think it's a story that I really want a lot of people to hear. I really want to. I mean, not just being a leader in today, you're a leader, being a leader in the military services, being a leader in every kind of shape and form that you have kind of evolved into, not just the Singapore, Malaysia Chamber of Commerce. But what I was trying to say that this is not a conversation. It's going to be about a lot about tech or business. This is about grit, your purpose in life, and how you build something that's so amazing that a lot of us can look up to. And so this is where I'm starting with. So let's start. And all right, thank you. So I will call you sir for the rest of this podcast, and you know this. I know you don't like it, but I'm going to call you sir. So, do you want to start with who you are, how you started out, your journey, your when you started as a younger person? How was your journey like, sir?
Okay, I think let me just wind back to the military aspect, because it is a career. It's a special contract for shooting, and that actually it's all about winning, right? So coming, if you rewind a little bit back for further, I'm an athlete, right? And a middle distance runner and long distance runner. So when it's different from sprint. So in order for you to win in middle distance and long distance, it's all about stamina. It's all about consistency. It's all about discipline and all that. And that actually helped me in my military career, right? I wasn't fit as in fit, because my I was PES B, underweight. That's why I fly. It's like flat 2.4. I can do 8 flat. SOC I can do 7 flat. So it's about I aim one commando. Okay, that commando gonna do the SOC. I'm gonna just run behind him
I
in
was
order
a
for me to get
I
the
was
kill.
I was a commando, by the way, sir.
Okay, great. Yeah. So
Yeah.
So and I was in the shooting team. So I'm
Mm.
actually surrounded by special forces and
SOF, right?
commando.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think from that career, and as you know, it's a special contract, and once I have an option to whether to take up the scholarship, or to move back to the private sector. So I actually went into the private sector, and you know uh I didn't go ahead with the scholarship. Means I didn't pursue my degree. So I immediately jumped into a system engineer role with a Singapore company, and that gives me, because it's a small company but doing a turnover of 48 million for Sony. So it's like so much to learn. And I'm being a musician, I already know so much about audio, so I want to go into video and control system and lighting, like those kind of things. So that's where I learn a lot, even into programming, especially those during the DOS base and all that. So that actually is a paradigm shift, right? Because I love the army, right? To me, it's a career that pay you to keep fit, right? So then I go into the private sector, and I realize that I'm very fortunate. Like, for who I am now is because it's not about me. It's about the mentors that actually have been guiding me, right? That actually have been pushing me, that have been coaching me. So I'm very fortunate in the first company. I have a great mentor, the late Elvin Lai. So no, he's a very weird guy. He plays stocks and all that. So he will throw things to me and say that, you get it done. How you do it, get it done. You just get it done. That kind of thing. So he will walk around to see my work and ask me to redo, and you will hate him for life kind of thing. But that actually molds me into a better consultant in terms of quality wise and all that. It's not about just finishing it. It's about finishing it right and finishing it the way the customer want it. So that is actually something that actually have developed along the way. So that short engagement in that company gave me an opportunity. I was actually headhunted into Singtel Group, right? So that then from a small company, I get to see the bigger playing field, right? But the frustration gets bigger, the politics, this and that, it's just like SF, right? So it's more of adjusting again. But again, I think having that military background again, in terms of actually getting, you like to move and shake things, and you are a go-getter, and you just want to get more and more things done. And as you know, in Singtel, especially without the degree, it's very, very difficult for you to climb the ladder. Right, so thank God again. At that time, the CEO was Sen Yang for the Singtel Group, and the COO is actually Wong Sunam, also military. So I was given the opportunity from system engineer, right? And they counter offered me when one of the boss tried to pull me away. Then I saw an opportunity that there was a gap between the technical and the sales team. So that actually kind of elevate me, because technically I'm strong, right? But now I'm getting frustrated with the salespeople because they overpromise things and do this and that, and we actually have to sort things out with the client and all that. So I actually escalated it to the management, and the management noticed that maybe there is a solution that you can offer. Then I said, why not you create a room for technical sales? Right, so in other words, we can sell because we sell the right thing and all that. Then he said, you sure you can sell? So we're gonna put target on you. And then I said, you should try it on, because I said, I know, because account management you need a degree, right? They said, no, for you is special case, since you are from the SF background, blah blah blah, so give me the upper hand. And when I moved into account management, I realized that, wow, technical knowledge is like this. It's not, it's important, but it's not the most important, right? So it's about the engagement between you and the client. So what I did in order to achieve my target, I just take care of 5 big banks, right? So and I do my maths. If they give me 2 million, I just make sure that if I have 5 banks, every bank give me 500,000, I'm gonna hit 2.5 million. I'm gonna overshoot my target. That kind of thing. So that actually gives a different way of seeing things already, right? So the frustration against the sales people now kind of deviate a little bit. So that's where I think I find that, okay, give me that platform, right? So that wraps up my career as system integration company, right? So very much both of them are considered technology contractors, right? So, but again, being an army officer, you want to chiong again, you want to bash it through again. So I was headhunted by a consulting company, right? So that the consultant company, I have helped them indirectly in doing most projects, because as you know, because we are technically inclined, so the when we are technically inclined, also the consultant also cannot anyhow smoke us out or try to bully us and
Yeah.
all that. So
Exactly.
so I keep on reminding them, look, I'm gonna deliver to the best of my knowledge and to the best of what you need, but don't stir things up, right? I will get it done for you.
Mm.
You just play your consultant role. I will deliver. So that is actually what gave them the confidence, and they brought me in.
Mm.
And that gave me that world of that my first exposure, which is actually the new National Library. So
Yeah,
that was my
NLB.
first project.
Oh, yeah.
The NLB, yeah, NLB that time was the seventh biggest library in the world. So to me it was like, wow, I need to jump in. I'm gonna suffer a pay cut, quite a substantial pay cut, right? Because the moment you move into account management, you got commission and all that. So
Yeah.
that's the part where I think so that's my consulting journey, my first company, right? And if you look at it from that company, it actually gave a turning point of me losing trust in employment,
Mm.
right? So
Mm.
so one day my boss called me, and said, hey, Amran, yeah, come into the in the office. So I thought like macam wah naik gaji, like getting from some perks or whatsoever lah, because I already
Mm.
lost a big chunk of pay cut, right? So and it was a shocking news when I heard that, okay, Bran, I know you are the highest in the office. I said, no, what do you mean by highest paid? I just lost a big chunk of pay cut. What do you mean? No, you cannot compare us with Singtel, blah blah blah. So that's where I think I was shocked, because they said that, look, we have some cash flow problem, so NLB haven't paid us, so we can't pay you. And that was I realized that, hey. So I was, me being me, yeah, just call up the technical director and say, hello, I love to be a consultant, but not a poor consultant. So that's where I call my mentor. Right, just for info, at that time I already have during that period I have a side business which is more on fitness and all that I didn't focus on.
Yeah.
So when I was hit into that situation, that's where I realized that, hey, I need to do something. So I call out my mentor. So my mentor, he's a dato with 14 Japanese companies, right? With the US company, 15. The fitness company is like 15 businesses.
Mm.
So and he is actually a Japanese scholar. So that's where and that the reason why I get involved with the fitness business and all that, because he is one of the director of Epson, which is actually related to my business, right? So I just to get close to him, because right, we army guys, we know nuts about business, about P&L and all these things. That's where I realized that, hey, yeah, getting close to him, just sell some supplements and get close to him, why not? So that's where I called him up and said that, hey, Dato, I have an issue now. I didn't get my salary, and I want to look at my part-time business seriously, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So he gave me the leeway to reach out to his mentor, who is a millionaire also, but in the fitness business. He said that you talk to him directly,
Mm.
right? Listen directly from him. Whatever he say, 1 + 1 = 11, just do it.
Mm.
So that's where my entrepreneur spirit came in. But I need a job still, right? I cannot just jump into a fitness business, which is actually going to give me like 10-20% of my current income. So that's where I joined a UK consulting firm, and that's a beautiful staging for me.
Mm.
Why? And whatever you see in Skavai now is very much is what I saw.
We have to
what
go.
I
We have to go into Skavai after this, but I wanted to know the journey. Skavai, we need a whole description of what Skavai is, because I'm really impressed with smart cities to tech to. There's a lot going on in Skavai, but I just wanted your journey first, and then we understand that.
Sure.
Yeah, because
Correct.
Skavai, I really want to know a lot more about it.
Of course. So that's where why that actually came in, as in like Skava is a second brand, right?
Mm.
So when I joined this UK company, they have 14 to 15,000 consultants
Yep.
globally, right? And
Yep.
when I wanted to design at that time, I wanted to design the Singapore Management University,
Mm.
right? So I was surprised. So it was like they you know, that time there's no Google.
Yes, sir.
At that
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah. Uh-huh.
so they have their own search engine. Can you imagine?
Mm.
Right, so that's the part where it's very very powerful in terms that's how I look at it, as in like, hey, yeah, this is something that is, I think that the infrastructure that they created. So that's where I feel that one day I need to have my own consulting firm, and this is something that I would love to do.
Yeah.
Right, so
So
that's the episode with it.
yeah, that's the story. I also want to feel like on a personal level, like I want to ask a question. On a personal level, sir, like, do you feel like through all these journeys, what was your biggest takeaway, in my opinion, like from all your corporate life, the private sector life, the military life, when you left all that before you became the entrepreneur that you are today? What was your biggest takeaway that somebody can learn from?
I think is about, uh again, I relate back to military. A bad decision is better than no decision. So I
Mm.
think in
That's
the
a
biggest
very
takeaway that you should,
that's a very interesting take, sir. Really a very interesting take. A bad
no,
decision is
because
better than no decision.
yes. So that, in fact, when I was in Aceh recently, that is what I shared with one of the young entrepreneurs as well. Because and with that context, he went back to Australia, and he closed the deal. Right? I mean, he immediately made the decision to proceed with the business, because when he heard that, yes, it's true. Because you see, business is not like employment where you know that you're gonna get your fixed salary at the end of the month and all that,
Yeah.
right? So business is about survival. It's about how you're gonna be resilient, and how you're gonna. So at the end of the day, is how big is your bubble of success that you are be able to see, you see,
Mm.
right? And to me, that is very very important. So once you can, yeah, the first thing, of course, you need to know where you're going. But the second thing, in terms of, to me, you have to be able to decide, right? If you can decide and move, then I think otherwise it's like you are always contemplating. That's why, as leaders, I think that's where sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and make that decision and go. And the thing is, and you need to be responsible enough and say that no, because when thing goes wrong, it's no longer about your junior consultants, about your operation team,
Yeah.
your this team or
Yeah.
that thing. It's actually about how you're gonna sail the ship, and how you're gonna move things. So as long as you know, and you need to give that same empowerment, yeah, right, to your team,
Mm.
right? So
Mm.
sometimes we get very difficult clients.
Mm.
We get very difficult clients. So to me, it's like, whatever I do and work, that's where I actually slowly download it to my team,
Mm.
right? So and it's always, and there are times where I have to actually just drop the project, right? Or in other words, after this project, that's my last project. Why? Because they kind of disrespect my team, they disrespect the consultants and all that. So these are the things that I feel that the key takeaways is, you know where you are going, right? And very much you can decide, and you take ownership of whatever outcome,
Yeah.
right? And when the outcome, because the outcome, six or seven of the outcome is not the outcome you want, right? So
Mm. Mm.
you're gonna sit down and cry, or you're gonna say that, hey, come on, man, right? Come on, it's okay.
Back
It's
ups,
just
move
like a
on,
full,
right? Well,
exactly. It's just like football, right? You
yeah.
just keep on shooting, right? Some will hit the
Mm.
post, some the goalkeeper will save, some will go out. But what we're gonna focusing are the balls that go into the net. That's it. Yeah.
Mm. And then we said this one line. I really love the line so much. A bad decision is better than no decision. I really love that line so much. I never heard it before in my life. We always say we always say a different line in the be it in the military or be in the business. We say, let's plan for 2 hours. We sit down, we start planning and planning. And then 99% of the time there's no decision. So I really love it's true. I've been in
Yeah,
those,
yeah.
yeah. Mm.
I think to a certain extent, if you look at it, when is very much when we talk about that why that bad decision is important, to that against that no decision, because it's at that moment. So
Correct.
there are
Yeah.
certain there are certain moments of your business where you just have to make that decision
Yeah, but so that then
because it
I just yeah. So I ask a question. It's just basically action, right? It's making
correct.
yeah. So act. Don't just sit down and wait for things to happen. I think that's basically a bad decision versus no decision. I think it's just about the action that you're doing, right?
No, it's actually because you see, when you lead a team,
Mm, mm,
you making some calls. Of
correct.
course, like now
Yeah.
I have a string of BODs, right?
Mm,
Right, recently, I have some issues with some consultants without mentioning from where and all that, and that's where I realized that, if I actually don't make this decision, this can create a very much a negativity in the organization or the community,
correct.
right?
Yeah.
So that's where I have to make the decision. In other words, sometimes you just have to cut loose,
Mm,
right? So in terms of, if they are not as like-minded as you, or they don't having the same vision as you, because
mm,
in Scavai context, right, especially now, we really embrace, friendship first, business falls second.
yep.
You will never screw your friend,
Mm,
that kind of thing. So that's where we realize that, hey, yeah, so if let's say a new consultant, they are talented, they are very good, they can really talk, they can really present, they can really do the wow thing. But again, to me, if the heart is not in the right place, right, you will have issues.
yeah.
So
Mm,
these 8 years, I've been going round and round, nothing about technology problem. It's all about human problem.
mm,
Technology is just an enabler, right?
mm,
And we
mm,
just understand it and move things and all that. But in terms of, that's why, like I said, integrity, ethics, right, and very much transparency, all
yeah.
this is actually is a collective values that you really have to induce in your team,
Mm.
right? So of course, sometimes when you go to a certain countries, you follow the rules, you bend accordingly, and just
I
have to
know.
adjust certain
I
things.
know. I work in a country where you're sitting in right now, and a lot of the rules you use, it's made of plastic sometimes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel that, yeah, back to your points, is yes, if you understand all this, then I feel that, you're ready for business. There's no back door. If you keep on looking at your back door, you keep on actually looking at your safety net, yeah, and you keep on ensuring that, hey, is my second parachute is there, then you will never jump.
But
That's the
is that
problem.
a uniquely Singaporean mindset that we have? Like our safety net is important. Is it uniquely Singaporean?
No, I don't think so. So
Mm.
Singaporean is a different issue, that I can share later on. But I
Mm.
feel that, whether it's in
I think this
Indonesia.
podcast is gonna be a part two series for sure. But yeah, but, yeah, but go ahead. No, so I just ask you a question. But I find it very uniquely Singapore. I've traveled the world. I've built businesses across the world. I've invested in a lot of companies. Not
Mm,
mostly in ASEAN. Not really globally. Yeah, but I've studied globally. I've done all that. I think my question so much is that I really find it's a very uniquely Singaporean thing. Then we always worry about
okay,
safety net. We worry about what's the worst that can happen and all these kind of things.
true.
Instead of us saying, you know what, let's go and make things happen. Instead of us, because there's two kind of mindsets I think in life. The one mindset
Yeah,
is that let's go for it. The second mindset is, you know what, is let's hope nothing fails. They're
correct.
the
I think
pragmatic and the optimist. In the U.S.
exactly.
in the U.S. when I studied in university, we were taught to always go for it. When I came back home in Singapore, everybody that I met is like, "Hey, man, what happens if this fails? What happens if this goes?" I find a very
Yeah,
uniquely Singaporean mindset.
I think I take it a little bit different. When
Mm.
when I come into this situation, right, I
Mm.
don't use the uniquely Singapore thing. I rather use that
It was a
British.
it was a STP tagline. That's why I'm using it.
Yeah.
Uniquely.
No. It's when we come into those situations, I normally compare China, right?
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
China versus, like, for example, us Singaporean as the British side. right? So if for the British side normally, what do you call that? I will tell people that yes, it's like everything must be perfect, must be good, then actually we execute, right? Whereas in China, as you know, is like along the way, they will tweak along the way. That is actually the beauty of it. So if you what you call that try to if you try to say no wait until no, they do not want, they want to actually roll it out, then adjust accordingly. So that's why the speed of the way they do things and all that is totally different from Singaporean, especially not just Singaporean, those British colonized countries, right? So that is actually, if you look at it, because while we are very structured, we are very careful, right? In terms of our exams, papers and structures and all is the same. That's how I see it. So that's where I remembered when even SMU, when we actually did a unique design for that, and Tsinghua University actually invited me to talk to them, right? They will like say, wow, you are using cat 7, in the year 2004, blah 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 blah. And when that was 2007, they invited me. When I went there 2011, they already exploded. They already moved to a very very advanced stage and all that. So that's why I think that's the difference. Whereas I think in terms of the Singapore context, I find that there is more of actually, if the Singaporean haven't been traveling, then I think the way engagement and communication, that's a little bit different. That when I step into Dubai, right, I realized that the with the same Singapore friends, but we realized that how they perform, because some of them have been in Dubai for a while, they know how to play the game, play their cards and all that. Whereas there's those new ones who haven't been traveling much, they struggle a little bit, that. So they need to do that teething process.
No, I agree with you, but I don't agree on the China idea. I think China's got a completely different motion when it comes to business or economics, for that matter. I think that's a whole different ball game that I don't want to go into at
So
this point. Yeah.
I kind of
Uh,
agree. Yeah.
I've wrote too many papers about China before. But what I believe that in general, I'm just looking at us today, and I'm 41 years old. And I don't know if I consider myself successful or I've done. I'm comfortable or I'm well enough. But I'm wondering enough if it's where are we looking at the kids that we look at today, sir?
I think that's a very
I know it's a very open-ended question. It's a heavy question.
exactly,
Heavy
exactly.
question, I
I
know.
like I said, and recently, right? My tomorrow I'm gonna talk to uni students, and I think I just spoke to the Japan Science Technology students of the Sakura Science Club last week, or the last 2 weeks, and before that it was industry talk. So what I shared with them also is I think if you look at the context of our days, right? Where just simple going into the polytechnic or going to your university lecture and all that. So those days, I mean, people are not being able to accept already, right? The span of attention and all that. So I think what the youth wants, I remember also in Bandung when I visited, a pesantren, right? Or the and I asked them, okay, you raise their hands, who wants to become the asatiza or the ustads and all that, right? Of course, reluctantly some raise and all that. But when
Yeah.
we talk about who wants to be a YouTuber, influencer, and all that, whoa,
Yeah.
everything is so. I think the trend have actually changed drastically, right? Is about how we gonna actually maintain their energy and their excitement level with their interest, but reaching to the common goal.
Yeah, but sir, this is
I
what
think that
this is what I argue about all the time. The constant need for instant gratification, I think, is the biggest thing I find among the youth today. Is quick money,
ag-
quick attention, quick But have we failed the youth of today?
Okay, if again,
It's the
if
instant.
you go into
They want
ethical,
everything.
I know,
Every
agree.
minute they want
No,
everything.
I have
Yeah.
6 children, right?
I know
Remember?
you told
So
me.
I totally
Yeah.
so I totally
Mm.
understand. So when they see, even when I was building Skavai, I was building my first brand A to Y,
Mm.
consulting in Malaysia in 2006. I think they saw, right, the journey, right?
Mm.
Because we know that mega projects is a long haul.
Yep.
It's not quick
Yep.
wins,
Yep.
right? And I'm not having that problem just with the current youth. I'm having that same problem with even some of the adults that actually,
Mm.
who cannot relate to delayed gratification, who
Mm.
cannot relate to the consulting progressive payment and all that sort, right?
Mm.
Because for us consultants, right, like now, that's why now I'm here. I'm actually gonna talk to them about technopreneur.
Mm.
It's about able to give first before you get.
Yeah.
It's about it's,
Yeah.
it's about to be able to invest your time in this,
Yeah.
right? So I just heard that one young chap was telling off one of my board member, right? You pay me, then I come. That kind of thing.
Mm.
Where
Mm.
where 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 my board member and me, we have been investing a lot in terms of times and all that, right? Which is humongous of money and time.
Mm.
Whereas actually, if compared to their investment of time and money, is really minute. But these are the things that actually, like I said, you need to be clear. You want to be entrepreneur. If you want to have quick money, yes, sell goreng pisang, right? So sell ice cream. You know why?
Yeah.
Because it's simple, right?
Mm.
You just sell, you get the money. You just sell, get the money. But at the end of the day, to me, number one, why I choose consulting, right? You won't be you. I think you will be surprised. Number one, why I choose consulting, because I only want to work for 2 or 3 days a week.
Mm. Yeah, me too. I do it all the time as well. I do it
Yeah.
by
So
the hour. So yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly why we want to have the flexible time. We want to have more time and that and all that. Because why, we were a workaholic then. So we
Mm.
want to have to change and all that. So I think now, in order to go back to the youth instance, gratification or rewards and all that, that's where we just have to like I said, to lower ourselves a little bit, to get into their shoes and start actually behaving and talking like them, to a point where then actually they say that, I'm getting you, that kind of thing. It's the same. I was the ESCO for the engineering group under Association of Muslim Professionals. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a big gap between us, we all the Lao Chiao, the old birds,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
actually the young engineers. So
Mm.
the moment the old birds start talking, the young birds keep quiet, right? They
Mm.
don't agree, and they don't want to be disrespectful, right? But they
Mm.
will just shy out. So these are the things that I think, we as the ESCO, and we as now as business owners, or even mentors or coaches, like I said, if we do not want to get our hands a little bit dirty, and try to actually be in their shoes, then there will be always a gap.
Sir,
So for me,
I ask a question, sir.
mm,
Do you think that the tables have turned for us? I'm gonna stop this video. I'm gonna do another link for you to carry on this conversation, right? Because I think we need a two-part series for this one. This one is the best conversation I had in a long time. Really, it's one of the best.
my apologies, actually. My
Yeah,
apologies.
yeah.
Yeah, I know you.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I'm at home. It doesn't matter. I just feel like this is a real conversation I really want to have. I think the tables have turned for us. I think it's now us needing them more than them needing us anymore.
Spot on. Yes.
And that's what I feel like you have the most experience on this. I don't have the experience on this one. We only hire people and I don't really know what they do for me in the office. But I think this conversation is very important. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to send you a new one. We're going to carry on for another 40 minutes because I love what you're saying.
The other phone. Okay. Right. Okay. Good.
Okay, cool. All right. So, we were discussing something that I felt was very important. I just wanted to check whether it was, I think where we left off was more on the fact that where we see today in in the youth, in the younger people who are doing what they're doing, and where they can see themselves at some point. And I think from your experience, Mr. Asa, I think you're able to also understand where you think the trend is moving towards. Be it through employment, be it through potential to even be as an entrepreneur, home cafe, whatever they have nowadays. There's a lot of things going on now. But I'm asking, like, where do you think they see themselves today?
I think um, especially based on the recent engagements and all that, right? I have one annoying student. He's a PhD student who actually yeah. I mean I admire his proactiveness and but I think that's where they do not know how to engage you so that actually you're gonna open up and help them. So that actually give an example, in terms of why is or why are they so eager on certain thing, and because they know that benefits them in the long run, kind of thing. So to me, like I mentioned earlier, just if we are able to actually understand them and actually spend a little bit more time, and we also have to have our filter cards,
Mm,
right? Because there are some students that you really want to help,
mm,
right? Because they are ready to be helped and all that, but there are still some, you're gonna mess things up if you try to help a lot. So
mm,
these are the things that to me, if like, let's say now we throw ourselves 10 students that we're gonna help,
mm,
right? So on our part also, we know that by our experience, right, we will not be able to help the 10. So
yeah.
that's where we need to actually start getting close to them and all that, then identify, right? So eventually, maybe successfully, you have helped three of them,
Mm,
right? And normally is the same case.
mm,
Is because of these two things. One, because they know what they want,
mm,
right? Which is, to me, I have a book called Life Qibla,
yeah.
right? It's very much is very much about, they know that, yeah, look, they will tell me that, well, this is where I want to be. They are very clear, right? So if they are not clear, they are just following, like, today Liverpool, tomorrow Man U, maybe next time Chelsea, then it becomes an issue,
Mm,
right? Because they are not sure of what they want. Then second thing, which is important to me, is actually their persona,
mm,
right? Their persona is that's all. It's
mm,
not about them good looking or whatsoever. No, it's actually how they can actually articulate, how they can express, how they can communicate, how they differentiate talking to
yes,
a
certainly.
principal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and how
Mm,
different when they are talking very much to their brother, very much to their parents.
mm,
So this is actually the challenge I see, because when they don't have that, and that fall even sometimes to my children, right?
mm,
That's where we have to slowly say that, but they don't like if you tell them off immediately. So that's where the part where you really have to actually spend time and actually try to give some slack, but at the same time, let's say, bring them to a point where they are willing to listen to whatever that you're going to correct them, or you're going to coach them, or you're going to tell them.
yeah.
So to me, the process of out of that 10, right?
Mm,
So and sometimes the failure is, not, to be fair, not because of them, but it's because of us, because we could not reach to the level of engagement that they are
mm,
comfortable. This is the biggest challenge I see in all NGOs, in all corporates, or even in some of the universities and all that. Is why? Because there's a gap in the communication between the mentor, the coach, and actually the students or the
mm,
mentee.
mm.
Right. So if we
Yeah, I agree with you. I say that very often. I volunteer with Mentoring SG in Singapore. I
mm,
volunteer with the Voices of Asia in Singapore,
mm,
where I spend a lot of time speaking to kids who are a lot younger. And I think one of the biggest challenges I feel that the kids feel, it's insecurity. Mm. It's insecurity. They don't know. Like, I'll be very blatantly honest. When I went to school when I was 20, when I went to army when I was 18, when I know exactly their life pattern, what's going to be. I never have to worry about what's going to look like. I went to work after that. I got a job. Today, I think they are very insecure. And I feel that that's a biggest thing that's never been addressed by a lot of people. And this is supposed to be our so-called our future of Singapore, right? And all
Exactly. And
and also I think that a lot of them are also very passionate about certain things, right?
correct.
And sometimes that passion cannot be translated into causes, and today in university they have all these things, but they're just not able to get to this point. How do you think someone like myself or yourself or someone who's a lot older can help them out in this whole to understand where we are globally, where we are in a local level, and what they can do better?
Yeah.
Mm,
In my recent engagements there's a string of students, right? IT
mm,
students, poly students, university students, and now I'm exposed to the PhD students as well.
mm,
And what I notice is actually again the fundamental is about hitting the right buttons, right?
mm,
When I say hitting the right buttons is really 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 tickling them with the things that they can relate.
mm,
I mean, before we can even talk about molding them, coaching them, or whatsoever,
mm,
it goes back to what I earlier said. Are we able to actually give a little bit of slack, right? And actually put all our experience, our wisdom all aside, and just start swimming with them, start mingling with them, right? I have this experience because when I was involved with this Dato Zul's business,
mm,
and I was actually coaching 29 young gangsters
mm,
who
mm,
wanted to become entrepreneurs,
mhm,
right? And it's not easy, but what I have used exactly what I have used in the military experience, how I turned the Hokkien Peng into some very good saw gunners and all that stuff. Why? Because it's a lot of reverse psychology game, a lot of that kind of thing, and I applied it to my business world, and it works. It works because why? I think the formula is the same, right? When they are not a good listener, right? We don't let them listen. We don't put them in the listening mode,
mm,
right? We put them into the talking mode until we understand them better. So that's what I did to this group of gangsters,
mm,
right? To a point where when I moved to Dubai, when I moved to KL, they will call me up and say that, look, Abang, this mentor, this coach is actually saying this. You will never say such thing, that kind of
mm,
thing.
mm,
So the point I'm trying to make is like, look, they most of them have gone through things that they will not even tell us.
yeah.
So our leadership need to instill some empathy.
Mm,
Our leadership or our coaching method have to actually start digging in deeper into them and try to adjust accordingly, so that to a point where they are comfortable, right?
mm,
They are comfortable. So the moment actually, if we have crossed that line, I think that day, like I said, we go back to our military days. They can go to
mm,
war with us. So then it's beautiful. In other words, when you're
mm,
going into the business mode with them, or even in terms of the career guidance and all that, you have won them.
mm,
So recently I applied that to the PhD students, right? Because I know, look, I'm just, I don't have a Fahrenheit, I don't have a degree. So now I'm sitting down with a bunch of PhD students and all that. And how am I going to not make a fool out of myself and all that? So, but of course, I know I have the wisdom, I have the experience, but at the same time, I also know that they are not ordinary students, right? So
mm,
so we talk about everything under the sun. So I told them that, look, at the end of the day, is about being happy. right? So whether you are diving into a career, you are opening a business, or you're gonna actually kidnap this girl to be your permanent girlfriend or whatsoever, I say it's about being happy.
Mm.
Because when you are happy, right, you know, very much you can leave anything. You can even leave a tree, right? But when you are not happy, a piece of paper is heavy.
Yeah.
So that is something that you must understand, and we laugh about it. Of course, I didn't put it in a serious mode whatsoever, because they are totally new to me. I just finished, gave my panel discussion talk and all that. So they came, they asked permission from the professor to sit down with me. So they got the thumbs up, they got excited. So I just want to be friends. And the outcome is miraculous.
Mm.
Why? Now the three of them are willing to actually help me to find young consulting enthusiasts that actually want to explore, the new era of technology, the new era of what.
Mm-hmm.
But all this didn't happen if or wouldn't have happened if I straightway talk about, this is the way to do it, this. Right. So what I did in that engagement is very much is very much, I size them up. I just try to understand that whether they are Liverpool or whether they are Man U, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
and it works well. We have boys talk. I told them that, look, no what do you call that? You the last thing I want to hear, you call me uncle, because my son is as old as you. I told them, right?
Yeah.
Or even my son is even older than you. You call me
Yeah.
uncle, I'm not gonna share anything, as it. Jokingly, as it. So we have a lot of laughter. We have a lot of
Yeah.
whatsoever. So in other words, in that conversation, I bring myself to the level where I mean, just to tell them that, look, I'm just a normal person like you. I've been there, and then let's talk things out, and how we're gonna do it together, right? So to me, yes, it's not easy, but so far the formula that I've used, it works. And those that drop out along the way are those that do not have the persona, do
Yeah.
not have the attitude, right? Do not have the staying power whatsoever, or they just fail to very much inflate their bubble of dreams, right? Bigger than their bubbles of problems. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So they keep on going back to their problem. So
Yep.
so this is again, I mean, just my 2 cents in terms of how I'm dealing with all these people. Again, if you look at the whole pattern from the military all the way to the PhD students, is the same formula. It's about being their friend first, right? Not being their father, not being their big brother, not being their coach or whatsoever. No, but being their friend, talking their lingo, getting into their mood, getting into their style, yo, yeah, yo, there, that kind of thing. And then when you talk things, they start listening.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
not, they have their half defense out. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna make this a bit more fun now. I got 3 rapid fire questions for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then after that I got then the last one I want you to help me out with that. But 3 rapid fire. Favorite food in the world.
Favorite food?
Mm.
Me.
Yeah, you, of course. If you had one meal to eat for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Char kway teow.
Char kway teow, really? Okay, that's a very interesting one. Number 2, if there's one song, sir, that you can think that will define your life, what's that one song?
Price.
Wow, that's quick. And the third one I want to ask is always the one thing that I always say. If you always had one place or one place you call home, where would it be?
Mecca.
Mecca? All right. That's really quick. People take a bit longer for all these questions, but you did really quick. All right. And the last thing I really want to ask, and I really hope you can help me out with this one. I just want a piece of advice from someone like you who's done so well, who's successful, established, extremely intellectual. One thing you can share to the rest of us, in be it in this audience or be it for younger kids. Is there one line you want to say or 2 lines you want to say, sir?
Importantly, this is always I share with my team. They need to remember this quote that I always use for my team. Excitement is temporary. but enthusiasm breeds massive victory.
That's a
So,
beautiful line. It's a good line. Yeah, beautiful.
so why? Because you see, like I said, the young kids now, they do not have the staying power. They do not have that attention span and all that. So in other words, what they have is excitement. So it goes both ways, whether the coach or whether the mentee. Now, the what they need to be able to do is to convert this excitement to be an enthusiasm.
Mm.
The moment they overcome that, I think they will bash through anyone.
Mm.
That's how I see it. Because what most of my consultants that actually, I mean, when like today, I had a very beautiful conversation with my Surabaya guy who was the youngest consultant 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing, right? I tell him that look, you were doing well, but we lose track, right? We lose the excitement, right? And we got distracted. So we were not enthusiastic. But if we have enthusiastic, whatever that I have built now is actually part of him.
Yeah.
Right. So these are the things that's why I said it's the vision, is something that you must be able to see, and that's why you stay on. But if, like you said just now, if they want for quick wins, quick the thing, then that's where it's very difficult. So it's a chicken and egg issue. So that's why on our part, that's where we need to go down to how to be with them. And on their part is actually once they got it, they need to understand that it's no longer about excitement. How they're gonna keep the excitement all the way.
Perfect. So this has been probably one of the longest podcasts I've ever done. Trust me, I had so much fun on this one. Really, I had so much fun.
I'm really sorry if I digress and go
No,
into.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
But it's also because I feel also, I think you just landed in Indonesia today, this morning or this afternoon. And I think it's just you're trying to put everything into one single schedule. And I say, I understand. We could have done it because I was just worried like tomorrow I can't, or next week I can't do it for a while.
Understand.
Yeah.
But thank you for this.
And
I mean, I'm honored and I'm humble, and I think I've seen all your YouTubes and all that they're, I think, professionally done. I salute and thank you for this opportunity. To
no,
me, the
sir,
honor
the honors with me. I always say it's with me. I get a chance to speak to the most amazing people in my life. They teach me what you are saying. Teach me a lot of things also about how I can make the way I do things better. You know, I spend a lot of time doing this. I keep saying this all the time, and it's important to speak to the right people. And I learned so much from you today on how things should be done,
likewise.
how things can be better. I only ask the questions. I get the answer for free. Gratis, yeah, gratis, yeah, Pak. Yeah. So,
No.
I,
You did actually give your thoughts, in the earlier podcast,
yeah.
and I think that those are beautiful as well.
So
Yeah.
I get the advice, but it just changes the way I think about things as well. I'm so blessed, honestly, in my life to have met you, sir. And be my friend always. I don't go anywhere, yeah.
No. We need to
Yeah.
catch up. We need to catch up for good teh tarik or whatever. If you cross
Exactly. Some satay, teh tarik, we can sit down and
you cross over to JB, just ping me, man. But just remember, use the Tuas link instead of the Woodland side. Yeah.
I will do it. We come to your house, yeah.
Definitely come to my place. Yes.
Sir, actually come to my house for Deepavali. Deepavali just finished also. You never come also. Yeah.
Yeah lah, because we just got to know each other. Definitely.
I know lah, but you're coming back, right? So yeah, the house is open for
Can.
you all
I'm
the
in
way.
Singapore. On Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, come. We can have our go to our old Lau Pasar or something. Have some
Cantik.
we do something
Boleh.
together. And also, I
Alright.
wanted to catch up with Nadia and all that from SIMMI, but we see like
SMCCI, you mean? Yeah.
SMCCS. I wish, I want to catch up with them as well and see how
Yeah.
they are doing. I want to do this thing as a thing for a long term. That we're able to speak to young entrepreneurs and see what they can do.
Fantastic. Yeah.
You know, and I'll work
Awesome,
together.
guy.
I'll work together with you as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All
So
right.
thank you so much. Go
Thank
and
you, Mukesh.
go and
Thank
rest.
you and your team.
And by the way, I love the batik shirt. By the way, I love it so much.
Yeah, I because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because you say you're gonna do some makeup. You see, so I quickly go and change just now.
No, no, I wash face like I can't do the podcast without that. I need to change the light. I need to change the.
Yeah.
I have to do all that. But you know, because I enjoy learning from people who are very successful, and I love to speak to
Yeah.
them all the time. And I
You
thank you.
you are using laptop, right? You are using
Yeah,
laptop,
yeah,
right?
laptop. Yeah, of course.
Do
Yeah.
you mind do just one screenshot later for me, just for my team?
Oh yeah, sure.
I normally update my team. Yeah.
Uh, done.
Okay.
I can say the whole video if you want.
Yeah. That one later. But I mean, I normally update my activities and all that for my
Mm,
circle. Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
send. But before I do it, I want to do the. Sir, I need your profile photo, yeah, for my apa ni? Any
Can
YouTube screen, the YouTube title video, yeah.
can. I give the one with this batik shirt.
Okay. I need the guys to design the apa ni? The thing.
By the way, this is Malaysia batik.
It's Malaysia batik. Oh, not
Yes.
Indonesia.
No, not Indonesia batik. I purposely
Oh,
wear this Malaysia batik because
yeah.
if not, I will get lost in their. I don't know what they are.
You get lost in.
Yeah.
You know, I told you right. I lived in Indonesia for 10 years.
Yeah. You told me.
Yeah, 10
Correct,
years. Yeah, so Jakarta was my office in Tamrin, and then to Sudirman, there's two offices we have. And
I see.
then my weekend is in my house in Bali, in Canggu.
Wow, mashallah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
so every weekend I used to fly up and down. $70.
I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah,
$70, yeah.
I see. I'm gonna change a little bit of my pattern as well now. So now I got few great leaders already and all that. So that's where I think I'm gonna fly around and actually build new young consulting team. Yeah.
Mm. All right.
Okay, bro. Thank you very much.
Om Swastiastu. We call it in Balinese Hindu language. Om Swastiastu, sir. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Cheers.
Cheers.